This is another day. Very busy morning. Now it is 10 past 12. I've got also loads of things to do in the afternoon, including the counselling Thursday today, so counselling level 4, my diploma sessions. But this morning I went first of all to the job centre. I had an appointment. They gave me some things and hints of other things to do in order to find myself a job. The thing is this, I've tried to also explain to her about the resting tree and the creativity project and what I would like to do. So she sent me to Bootstrap in order to talk about my DBS, what was called the CRB ones, I think. So I've got an appointment with them next Friday morning, the 13th at 10:30. Okay, so this is out of the way. Then I went back to the library because I said, now, okay, I want to find spaces to do art therapy and work with creativity, etc. sessions, either with adults or with children. So, but while I was there, I got a couple of other books, and one was the Study Skills for Art, Design and Media students. I've always liked the study skills books, and while I was flicking through, oh my god, my heart just started racing, pounding and racing, because I found this interior and spatial design, which is actually very much to do with my love for installations and art installations, which brings me also back to one of the projects that I've got to present next Friday, actually. So this is what I will do. So besides the exteriors, the building renovations, I won't be doing that, but I love the idea of interior architecture, a temporary event staging, somewhat environmental psychology, exterior spaces, and I like this because it gives me also a lot of terminology so that I can actually pinpoint down what I really like, what I would like to do. So there is, like the surveying, the representation, the realizations, the materials, the aesthetics, the function of the space, the quality, the client liaising, which is also very interesting. So you've got visual researchers in color, light and texture. And this reminds me, besides the exhibitions that I've created for my photography, also when I was working on stage and doing drama, that brings back moments in which I've been working with some builders and interior designers. I wasn't even working, I mean, I was just having a chat, and some of the things that I've actually said were taken on board, and oh, I like this, and this is what, like when I'm going shopping and I see the windows and I think, oh, I don't like this one. Or when I see, like empty buildings, and I think what could be done with them, and I already think about, so my mind is really, so I also got myself another book from the library, which is the Art and Architecture Complex, so I can have some other ideas for installations, industrial installations and things like that. But all this doesn't bring me money to pay my mortgage and my gas and electric and the car insurance and the council tax and everything else. So when I was in there, I also went to the library upstairs to ask if they were providing me a space, Blackburn Library, providing me a space to do some art therapy with the kids. I mean, I've been working and volunteering with the Wild Elements in Bangor, working with kids, and I said, well, why not doing art with the kids? Very fantastic, blah blah blah, but I don't intend to pay £88 or £65 for a 4-hour for a room. So otherwise, how much should I charge the kids or the families of the kids in order to work myself and paying the expenses. So no, no. Even though I will send them an email with all the resting tree material just to keep them on file. So if they have funding and they want to call me, why not? Something else, by the way, that the job center told me, Vicky, a lovely woman, is to try to apply from some funding from the council and to look for children centers in some like undeveloped areas of Blackburn, so there might be some funding in there to work. This is one thing. Then of course I went to the mall. So I know that the mall sometimes keep spaces, they might need a place where to leave the kids while parents do their shopping. Why not? No. So I could only rent possibly on a monthly basis a whole shopping area, and I haven't got the money to invest. This is the thing, you see, if I'm working with people who have got financial difficulties, they haven't got the money to pay me, so also the agencies and charities do that, such as I went even to Evolve to ask if they could offer anything of the sort. No, they haven't got any money because most of them are also working on a voluntary basis, but I cannot go to my mortgage provider and tell them, hello, will you accept some voluntary hours in liaise of a payment of my monthly mortgage? Same thing to my energy and gas providers. This drives me mad. Cat Virginia down again. Virginia stayed there. So then I've been running around like mad because I was really looking for a place to do something, and then I just dropped in Mill Hill Community Centre. I mean Mill Hill Community Centre. And I found a room to do artwork with the kids for £22.50 a week. 3 afternoons, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Fantastic room with loads of tables and chairs so that I can work with the kids. I could charge the kids about, I don't know, £4 per session. So if a kid wants to come, all the 3 sessions should be 12. I can charge £10 a week, which means that if I've got 10 kids, that's £100 coming in, which is not bad if you put it next to other things. And especially I could work in a creative way with them. It's going to be an hour and a half with the kids, 3:30 till 5 o'clock. Age, of course, from 6 years old onwards. I don't feel confident for now to work with the younger kids, especially by myself. So I need exactly how to work with some of the regulations, and I will need to do this CBR, DRB, whatever it's called now, DBS check. Anyway, this whole project should start in March. So next Friday, after Bootstrap, I will go back to this lovely lady at Mill Hill Community Centre and provide them with details of the DBR or whatever it is. Tomorrow, I'm also going to the School of Social Entrepreneurs with the Resting Tree. So I want to see if there is any funding there for the startup and properly start working with the Resting Tree and making it viable. So this is it. I'm really chuffed to bits. Really chuffed to bits. I woke up and I was really depressed. Yesterday, working on the blog, I tried different sites, didn't like any of them. In order to upload videos, I should have actually paid something like £60 a year to have a blog. No, I don't invest £70 for this, so I've just uploaded them on YouTube for me and for Simona to see. And I'm very happy. But at the same time, I'm very happy. So I really, really would like to start doing something properly and see how it is. This is it, me done. I've got to do also double check my CV. I've got work to do absolutely for the job center. I've been told, of course, that I can work up to 16 hours a week without having somewhat to declare what my earnings are, as far as I understood. But I've got another meeting. I'm going in and signing on Monday morning. And so... And I'm also thinking about how to create a sort of installation in the back room with the project works and everything. So this is going to be interesting. Yeah. Got to sort my printer. Hopefully the printer's going to work. So this is it. Happy? Virginia, are we happy? Are we happy? Well, I don't know even where to start. It's been an incredible day, full of full of different things and tears and excitement. Sorry about that. I just need to grab my folder. Somewhat decided to sort my CRB or whatever it is, so this has been already planned, meeting next Friday to a place called the Bootstrap in Blackburn, and they should help me doing that. Knocked at different doors, etc. Blah blah blah. Went to the dentist. And then I went to college where I'm doing my level 4 diploma in counselling and psychotherapy, and worked through some of the issues and some of the things that came out regarding my individuality and my search for validation, somewhat. So we've been working a lot today about the image of the self as perceived by the others, i.e., what do I have to become in order to make other people happy, the ideal self, which is what I should become to make myself happy, and the real self, which is what in person centers they call the organismic self. So some of the things that came out is that in order to make other people happy, I've always been driven to become the perfect daughter, the perfect wife, the perfect partner, always been present, quite silent, quite meek somewhat, always available, always following other people's decisions and everything. If I had instead to decide what would make me happy, I've always been driven by the idea of being creative, of being free, at the same time acknowledged and loved as an individual. Thank you, Fran. And a traveler, an independent, adventurous person, while the real me possibly is the one that is becoming a bit rebellious and somebody who is just pack your stuff and go, basically. Sometimes I can be a clown, sometimes I can be a whatever kind of woman, multi-connected, always inquisitive, etc. And then, of course, some things have came out which, you know, I've always been a people pleaser, blah blah blah. But something that Fran said today, and it wasn't only one thing, and if you see me today it's very tired, it's because I've been through a whirlpool of tears and things that It's got to do with the whole of myself. So Franz said that we should actually feed the essence and somewhat reconstruct ourselves, and this is when my creativity comes from. So there was the, I don't know if you remember when you've seen the other things, so I had the stuff that were closed, written by Kari and by other people, so some things really struck me as I've been described as a creative Italian archetype, fabulous chef, thank you very much, book lover, yes, I love books, very great sense of style, even though this is my style, Virginia, a DIY person extraordinaire, very independent, adventurous, interested in spirituality, yes, spirituality, spontaneous, lovers of walkings and winter sports and exploring, persuasive, or tries to be, loves modern art and crazy but in a positive way, and she likes to try new things, and of course somebody also added, like, uncertain what she thinks of her family, but a good friend. The my family thing, I think, is something that is so personal and not connected in this moment with the creativity. So I might decide to explore this with in more depth if these videos go in a certain direction, but I still don't know, because they are on YouTube. I still don't know who's gonna look them. Possibly nobody's gonna watch them, which is fine by me. But whatever I think about my family, whatever happened to me in my past, of course, I am a product of that. I'm aware of this. But when I'm going with the other descriptions, I'm direct, bright, human, expressive, energetic, forceful, a driver, assertive. So assertive, energetic, honest, brave, fascinating, radiant, and doesn't know her worth. Emergent. Oh no, I've got to read this as the last one. You are my Italian friend, which is something that I absolutely love. Oh, thank you so much. I can't even say whoever wrote this, because I do recognize the handwriting. Looking for a direction, passionate and real, and a jack of all trader as somewhat a kind of profession, which somewhat, you see, the fact is this, I went into this because I wanted to work with how people experience me and how people perceive me. And if 10 people perceive me in one way, and there are some common grounds, the fact that I'm passionate, I'm powerful, passionate, there is a lot of force in this. So if they see these things, why don't I see these things? And this is possibly one of, if this is me, and because people see me like this, there are two things, either they are all wrong, or I still don't perceive myself as such. But at the same time, if really I am this kind of person with these kind of qualities, this at the same time becomes my agenda, my manifesto in a creative way. I love these things. I am emergent, I'm looking, but I'm found. And this also to me means movement, means changing, means adapting, means creation, and creation is creativity. And the fact that somebody says that I'm real, I'm true, I'm also true to myself, whatever this myself possibly is. And I know I had a bit of a breakdown on the way back, a positive breakdown. After all these things that we've been discovering about the true self and the ideal self and the idealized self, I just drove back and there was Memories, the song on the radio, and I just had to stop and cry because there was the sentence, when we choose to forget, because sometimes really memories are painful. And I've been told today that possibly I have never been loved and accepted for who I truly am. And if I've never been like that from a very young age, at the same time, how can I know who I am? It's not possible for me to understand that. One of my very first presents as a very, very young girl was a little set of screwdrivers, which is a gift you would give to a boy, not a gift you would give to a girl. I had also a little car, and I had one of those little tables to create, like in carpentry, school kind kiddie things. But possibly that wasn't me. I was dressing up as a girl, playing by myself in this, I remember this sort of like silent and dark sort of utility room that was my hidden place, and I was inventing characters. I was being creative in that. So that was actually possibly the me. But if you're constantly put down because you would like to go in a direction, but at the same time you are driven by conditioning from your family into another direction, you get to think, or you are driven to think what other people put on you, and if you're then not good into achieving those things, don't get me wrong, I can do DIY, but not to an excellent thing. So if you are asked to perform certain tasks which are not your own tasks, and you don't achieve the maximum and the top, you really feel then in the end a fraud. And this is what I've always felt. I felt a fraud, and I'm very honest in this. So my search for my creativity vein is also this, trying to understand who I am, because if I am a creative person, I then need to be convinced myself. But if other people see me as a creative person, I've been told today that I inspire somebody is inspired by me, which is also a big responsibility. Oh, actually I haven't told them this. I've got to remember to say this. Anyway, so if I am like this, this is actually me. So lots of things to think about. I've already sorted all my paperwork for tomorrow to go to the School of Social Entrepreneurs, and let's see how it goes from there. I've created a video of the work that I've already done with the kids previously in other instances. One in Bargain working with Wild Elements, which does outdoor education for children, and then when I was working in Colne with a lot of kids. So I created also a video. So I've been creative, and this is me, flipping egg. So that's good night from me, and I shall see you all tomorrow.